Hello everyone, back to today's first video, doing we have forecast for today's first video. As always on a Saturday, we have a detailed look at the weather for the week ahead. And we're starting off quite unsettled with weather at the beginning of this week, but we will be finding high pressure building in through the week, so it's gradually going to settle down. It can turn very mild indeed through the second half of the week. We're going to draw the air up from a sort of southerly or possibly even North African source, so will be very mild for a time in the second half of the week, before possibly the high pressure begins to move itself up towards Scandinavia by this time next weekend, and we might start to bring in some cooler air from off the continent then. I'll talk you through the week ahead forecast in a moment. Just say that coming up this afternoon we'll have a detailed look at the weather for the next week to 10 days, focusing on the chance of something colder later on in the month. And tomorrow, of course, we've got the 11th Winter 2018-19 update. That'll be with you tomorrow morning. And then tomorrow afternoon, we're also going to have the latest Christmas update as well. So a busy weekend of updates coming up. I may get an ensembles watch in for you this evening, just if I've got time. I may not have time to do that, but if I have, I'll try and get an ensembles watch in for you as we go through all members of the GFS ensemble, see how many of them are supporting the chance of colder weather for the end of the month, like stages of November. But starting us off on this Saturday afternoon is your weekend forecast. So we're going to begin with the radar picture from the Weather Outlook. You can find the link to the Weather Outlook on the links page and also in the description at YouTube. So we've had a fairly dry morning across most parts of the country, but showers are gathering in the west and the southwest, so through the Irish Sea, down through Wales, southwest England, now increasingly pushing in towards the Midlands. We've got some heavy showers and down into central southern England too. Few showers creeping in across the far southeast and a few for northwestern Scotland, but actually much of Northern Ireland, Scotland and eastern England has had a dry morning with plenty of sunny spells, and that's going to continue in the north and the northeast through much of this afternoon. Now, if I zoom in a little bit more to these showers in the south, you can see there are some very intense downpours indeed across these southern parts of the country. And actually, there are a few lightning flashes going off there around Salisbury, that sort of area. There are some flashes of lightning, or have been some flashes of lightning through the course of this morning. So these showers are heavy and potentially thundery, and we're going to continue and spread eastwards across central southern parts of England and Wales in particular through the course of this afternoon. It's getting rapidly dark here in Northampton, where I am, Northamptonshire, so I assume a shower is on the way for us, and that will be the trend through the course of this afternoon, these showers becoming more widespread. So here's today's hot pressure chart from Wetter Central, and again find a link to Wetter Central on the links page at Gazovitz and in the description at YouTube. So we've got the low pressure here in the middle of the Atlantic. We're in an unsettled pattern at the moment, bringing in these west to southwesterly winds. So showers should be rather few and far between for Scotland and North East England. I think a lot of Northern Ireland is going to stay dry as well. But elsewhere, the showers will get more widespread. We know we've already got them in the west and the southwest. They're going to spread up through the Midlands into parts of East Anglia, South East England through the course of this afternoon. Heavy showers in places, a risk of hail and thunder. They might emerge to give longer spells of rain in places too. Temperatures today ranging from around 8 to 14 Celsius. In the sunshine, it feels very pleasant indeed, but as these showers come along, temperatures will take a bit of a tumble, so if you're in the showers, it'll feel quite cool and autumnal, but otherwise, in the sunshine, not feeling too bad at all. This is how things are looking overnight tonight, with low pressure remaining to the west of the UK. We continue to feed in the showering southwesterly winds. So it may have some showery rain for eastern parts of Scotland, but actually I think much of Scotland, Northern Ireland, Northern England, again having a reasonable amount of dry weather tonight, but go further south than that in towards South Wales and Midlands, I mean down into central southern parts of England. You'd like to have heavy showers again through the course of tonight. They may merge in places to give a few longer spells of rain as well. Don't be surprised if you hear a rumble of thunder somewhere in southern Britain tonight. Temperatures will get quite cold up in the north tonight, so colder than recent nights, going down to around 2 or 3 degrees. Will be low enough for ground frost in Scottish glens. Down in the south, it'll be a mild night there. Will be cloud and showers. Temperatures holding up at around 10 degrees Celsius. That's how Sunday's looking. Remembrance Sunday is going to be rather showery with low pressure continuing to be sitting out to west of the UK, feeding in the southwesterly winds. So we'll start Sunday, probably still with showery rain across eastern Scotland. There'll be showers around western coast, and then we'll have more general showers, maybe some longer spells of rain again across more southern counties. Now, these showers will probably progress northwards and eastwards through the course of the morning, and they'll tend to ease down, I think, actually, across much of England and Wales. But in the west and the northwest, they're likely to keep going, but likely to remain quite heavy through the course of Sunday afternoon. I think gradually the trend through Sunday, though, is to turn things a little bit drier during the afternoon with more in way of sunny spells, especially so down in the south. Temperatures tomorrow, again, quite a mild day, ranging from around 7 to 12 degrees, perhaps a notch down on those of today, but still okay, really, for the early part of November. That's how Monday's looking, and low pressure remains in control, although it is weakening. Its position now is to the northwest of Scotland. So that changes the distribution of the showers a little bit. There'll be more focus on the western side of Scotland and England and Wales through the course of Monday, probably Northern Ireland too. Again, there could be some quite heavy showers, particularly through the Irish Sea, maybe a few claps of thunder. But for southern and eastern parts of the country, again, there'll be a lot of dry weather with sunny spells on Monday. Temperatures on Monday again ranging from around 7 to 12 or 13 degrees Celsius. We go through into Tuesday, and the next area of low pressure is beginning to develop out in the Atlantic, but at the same time high pressure is starting to strengthen to the south and east of the country. So this is likely to bring cloud and showery rain into western Scotland and Northern Ireland through the course of Tuesday, so that could be quite heavy actually by the end of the day. Eastern Scotland staying mainly dry, and most of England and Wales having a dry day as well. There might be some showery rain moving in towards the far northwest of England by the end of Tuesday afternoon, but much of England and Wales will have a dry day on Tuesday with sunny spells. Temperatures ranging from around 7 to 14 degrees Celsius. 14 is 57 in Fahrenheit. Turns quite wet across central and northern parts of the UK on Tuesday night, so Wednesday starts pretty cloudy and wet for Scotland, Northern Ireland, Northern England, possibly parts of Wales as well. This ridge is starting to build to the south and east of the UK, and that's going to start to push this weather system back northwards again. So after a wet start through central and northern areas on Wednesday, we see the rain moving northwards to become mostly focused on Scotland and Northern Ireland through the course of Wednesday afternoon, with England and Wales having a mainly dry day. Expect a lot of cloud across the country on Wednesday, but the best of the sunshine is likely to be in the south and southeast. Watch out for maybe 1 or 2 fog patches to begin with on Wednesday morning. Temperatures ranging from around 10 to 15 degrees Celsius, so very mild in the sunshine down in the south as those winds begin to turn into southerlies. And then into Thursday, and high pressure is taking over the weather pattern. The centre of this high pressure is across Germany and Poland, but it's exerting its influence even into west of Europe. Again, we're drawing up the air from a southerly direction. So we can expect any rain to be mostly confined to central, northern, northwestern Scotland on Thursday. The vast majority of the country will be dry with sunny spells. Now, because we're so late in the middle of November, we do have to think a little bit about fog patches, possibly mist or low cloud. And because of the weakness of the sun, remember the sun will be at its lowest angle in around a month's time that it will be all year. So very weak sun. It doesn't have the strength to burn off that mist, fog and low cloud if it develops. It's always uncertain in this country now when forecasting fog, but this does look like a pattern that might be conducive to fog. So, if we have plenty of sunshine on Thursday, it could be a remarkably mild day with temperatures up to 17 degrees potentially. That's around 61, 62 Fahrenheit. But if there's a lot of fog, then temperatures obviously will be limited, and we're going to struggle to get to around 10 degrees in any lingering fog. So sunshine will make a big difference with this in the second half of the week. We move through to Friday, and high pressure again, it's in control. In fact, it's exerting its influence even more through the course of Friday. And now this really does look like a pattern that could be conducive to some dense fog patches. So we may start Friday with quite a lot of mist, low cloud, murk, possibly some dense fog patches as well. A lot of it will clear, but some of it could linger all day. If that happens, then it's likely to be really quite cool, with temperatures struggling to get into double digits. But otherwise, you're going to see temperatures again going into the mid to upper teens Celsius. So 16, 17, maybe at the outside 18 Celsius can't be ruled out in any prolonged sunshine across the south and southeast on Friday. Loads of dry weather coming up as well, so dry and warm for the end of the week unless there's fog. Now we go through to next weekend, and a little bit of a change in the position of this high pressure starts to move it up towards Scandinavia through Saturday and particularly into Sunday, and that changes the wind direction. We begin to shift the wind from southerlies more towards southeasts. It's a very subtle difference, but it's likely to bring cooler air in from off the continent. So we cut off that supply of air from the Mediterranean and North Africa that we have on Thursday and Friday, and we bring the wind in more from sort of Germany, and that will make a difference to the temperature. We'll see the temperatures dropping back to be much closer to average through the course of next weekend. Still a lot of dry weather, and potentially fog gets more widespread as the temperatures start to fall on the surface, but they'll remain quite warm aloft. That could generate A, quite a bit of low cloud, or B, quite a bit of fog. So we have to wait and see how that plays out. We'll know later in the week with the high resolution models whether we're going to begin to fog up with this area of high pressure. Of course, beyond this, where this high pressure goes, does it remain over Scandinavia? Do we get the wind into a direct easterly as we go into the final 10 days of November? That is an interesting question, and we'll be talking more about that through today's second video update, and if we have time, the ensembles watch. At the moment, we're saying cooler next weekend rather than colder, but we've got to watch out with this high pressure, whether it does in fact turn us genuinely colder in the final week to 10 days of the month. Finally, just have a look at the charts from the Weather Outlook in this situation today. So lots of showers in the south and the west, but driest of weather in the north and the northeast through the course of this afternoon. More showers in the west and south through the course of Sunday, probably easing off a little bit later today down across more southern areas. Showers in the west on Monday with driest weather in the east. And by the time we get through to Tuesday, a lot of dry weather, but there will be showery rain moving into the northwest later on in the day. Wednesday pushes that rain up to Scotland. Most places look dry on Wednesday, and these dry conditions and remarkably mild conditions continue into the second half of the week. It's showing bags of sunshine, but bear in mind there could be problems with fog with this weather pattern that we're developing in the second half of the week. Temperatures will be very mild. Good grief, that looks dark on the camera, doesn't it? It's really pouring down here now. So temperatures will be very mild through the second half of the week, unless we have some fog patches. That will limit those temperatures just a little bit. Right, so in summary, we're looking at an unsettled start with showers or possibly even some longer spells of rain in the west and the south through the early part of the period. Then it gets drier through the course of the week, and it turns warmer as well. Temperatures begin to fall back, though, by the time we get through to next weekend. Come back this afternoon for today's second video update. I'll have a light on by then, I think. Come back this afternoon for today's second video update, when we'll have a look at the weather next week, 10 days, and we'll be concentrating on the chance of something a little bit colder, perhaps, for the final third of the month. That's all for now, and thanks for watching.